Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is Monday, November 2nd, 2020, and today is election eve. Today we're going to be talking about Donald Trump's potential pathway to winning the election. The reason why I'm doing this is because throughout the entirety of the campaign season, we've been talking about how Joe Biden has had a pretty dominating lead, and I think it's only fitting to consider a potential scenario in which Donald Trump wins the presidency the night before the election. Now, please remember to subscribe and like this video if you haven't already. It's entirely up to you, but I'd advise that you do so, just because I will be covering future elections and special elections following the 2020 election. So stay tuned for those videos and possibly a few months. It should be pretty exciting entering into the 2022 midterms. But I know we're all very tired of 2020, so let's go ahead and get this video over with. There's 538 electoral votes, and Donald Trump won 306 of them in 2016. If he is to win in this scenario, he is going to do it by a narrower margin than that 4 years ago. This video is made to highlight how narrow Donald Trump's pathway to the election actually is. While it's not likely, it's even narrower when you take a look at the margin that he would need to, he would possibly win by if he was to win the election. So, like I said, we're not going to characterize too many states just yet. We're going to be going through the safe states. So, a Donald Trump victory, how likely is it? Well, the night before the election, he has a roughly 10% chance at victory. Now, honestly, given that he's down nationally by 8%, that's not too bad. In 2016, he was down 3 points, and today he's down 8 points, so the popular vote should probably expand for Joe Biden. But 1 in 10 is not exactly out of the question. A 10% chance, things with a 10% chance occur multiple times. I mean, when we're talking about Donald Trump as a candidate, he's proven to be very different and defies all expectations and odds given against him. However, many people, including myself, think this election is different, but this video speculates. What if it isn't different? What if it's just like 2016 and Donald Trump is able to win? Now, I don't think that he'd win by the same margin as 2016. That map has a less than 1% chance of repeating itself. But when we're looking at Donald Trump as a candidate, sure, he does have some strong suits in certain battleground states. For example, Florida, he's leading in Iowa and Ohio. But I do want to point out that Joe Biden is still doing very well. You can't take away from the Biden campaign that they have pretty much locked down a number of these swing states, even if Donald Trump has a small chance of victory in them. But to your surprise, I will be flipping some states to Joe Biden from 2016. It will be exceptionally close. This victory for Donald Trump does not come easy. So let's start off by characterizing some of the more Democratic states and talk about why they're out of the question for Donald Trump as a candidate. Well, the first few states are Colorado, Virginia, and New Hampshire. While many people on the right would like to say that New Hampshire is going to be competitive, sure, it'll be less than 15%. But that's not saying that Donald Trump is going to come close. It's possible if the polling is grossly inaccurate. In 2016, it was literally spot on, within less than, I believe, 0.4 of a difference from the polling versus the actual result. Today, Biden leads by 11 points, and it would take a lot more than a 0.4 swing in order to bring this state to being relatively competitive. When we're looking at Donald Trump as a candidate, there's a reason why he wasn't able to appeal to these voters the same way Hillary Clinton was. And while much of her base relied on Barack Obama's vote in 2016, she still herself won those votes. And when we're looking at New Hampshire, and you're looking at Virginia, and you're looking at Colorado, there's a reason why they didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016. And I can't conceivably find a way that he wins those states that he didn't carry 4 years ago, especially since all he has done really is lost voters. Sure, he's increased marginally 1, 2, 3% amongst some minority groups, but that won't really make or break Colorado, Virginia, or New Hampshire, nor will it counteract Joe Biden's heavy gains among suburban voters, women, and white voters as a whole. So Biden's carrying those 3 states. For Donald Trump, obviously he would have to carry Texas. That would be his pathway to the Electoral College victory through a very populous state. The next state he would have to win is Ohio, joined by Iowa. These 2 states would have to go into the Donald Trump column if he wants to even consider winning the presidency. They were Trump states in 2016, all 3 of them, by 8% or more, and they're actually pretty competitive this time around. But Joe Biden can still win the state of Nevada, and Donald Trump can still find a pathway to the presidency. Now, the next state he would need to win is Florida. Its 29 electoral votes would be very crucial to a potential Donald Trump victory. Now, I don't think that comes as a surprise to too many people. It's forecasted to be one of the closest states this election season, less than 3%. In terms of the overall average in Florida, Biden only leads by 2.4% in Florida. So these states are pretty close. And while Joe Biden still maintains a lead statewide, it's not outside of the margin of error, which means all it takes is a small inaccuracy in the polling, or really accounted for inaccuracy, to give Donald Trump the victory in Florida. So Florida would go red, Nevada goes blue. Is there another state that Biden could win where Trump still wins the election? Well, the answer is yes. All of the Clinton states from 2016 have now been allocated for Joe Biden. But in response to Biden winning 10 electoral votes from Minnesota, I'm going to give Donald Trump 16, tying the electoral map. Well, that still only puts Trump at 232. Right now, he's not the favorite in Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, or the Rust Belt states. So this is why it gets even harder for Donald Trump to win the election. Now, again, like I said, it's not impossible. I never said that, Donald Trump can't win the election with 100% certainty. Now, it may have seemed like that a week ago, for sure, but Donald Trump has seen minimal improvements that have been enough to move down Pennsylvania from likely Democrat to lean Democrat, or to move Florida from tilt Democrat to tilt Republican. And that puts him a little bit more in the running. So a week ago, it looked a lot more grim for Donald Trump. It still looks very bad. I mean, a 10% chance is not good, but theoretically, it could have been worse. So we have all of the Clinton states for Joe Biden, all of the Trump states for Donald Trump, except for a few. So let's get into the next state that I think that Donald Trump really needs to win. Spoiler alert, Biden's going to be winning 2 out of the 3 Rust Belt states. So the first state that I would say must go to Trump in order for this scenario to occur is North Carolina. I don't really think that comes as a shock to too many people. North Carolina is poised to be a very close race. Looking at the winding pathway to victory, it's the second closest state in the Biden column. Biden's expected to win it by less than 2%. That is insanely close. Looking at the electoral map, it adds 15 electoral votes to Donald Trump, 59 toss-up electoral votes. Well, the next state, I don't think that this is too surprising, is actually Pennsylvania. This battleground state must go to Donald Trump if he is to win the election. And guess what? It doesn't matter if Trump wins Nebraska second or Maine second if Joe Biden wins Wisconsin, Michigan, and these states together put Biden at 258. If he wins Arizona, it's game over. Or not necessarily game over. It goes to the House of Representatives. However, I was talking about states here, so I think that Donald Trump's next pathway would be through the state of Arizona. Now, this is a very unlikely scenario. This probably won't happen on election night. However, if Donald Trump was to win, it would be through this map on your screen. This is what would need to occur in order for Trump to win the election. Let's take a look at the swinging electoral map and talk about why that is. If Donald Trump is winning in Texas, his chances jump up to be, 17%. That's with a state that Republicans have won all the way back to Jimmy Carter. Well, the next state that I allocated was Ohio and Iowa. If these states end up going for Donald Trump, his chances jump up to 26%. Like I said, don't count out the president yet. What about Georgia and Florida? If they both go to Trump, Trump has a 47% chance of victory. North Carolina is next, and now he's officially the favorite to win. But don't count out Joe Biden either. He's at 45. I gave him Minnesota. I gave him New Hampshire, Nevada, and Colorado. Well, that sort of puts things back into a normal perspective where Joe Biden is still the favorite to win the election. But once that Pennsylvania call is made, Donald Trump's chances at the presidency flip. He now has above a 2/3 chance at winning the presidency. It's up to nearly 3/4. 73% with that victory in the state of Pennsylvania. And it's practically a given that Arizona goes next, and then it becomes a greater than 99% chance that Trump wins the election following that Arizona call. I mean, electoral vote-wise, sure. But even if we take it off, Donald Trump still has a very strong chance at winning the presidency. And that's because of these states landing him, solid victories. However, this would have to practically be, everything going right for Trump. Not a single crack in his 2016 base support. Now, if we're characterizing Michigan and Wisconsin as Biden states, well, then it gets a little bit less solid for Donald Trump as a winning candidate. Obviously, he is still the favorite just based off of the states that he's won already, but Joe Biden's chances do increase. Now, if I take Pennsylvania out of the fray, well, Joe Biden becomes the favorite to win that state. But if I give it to Trump, then it's practically game over, and I think we can all assume that at this point, Donald Trump wins the election. So his pathway is very slim. It would require him to win the states of Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Arizona, and Texas. For reference, Joe Biden leads in the majority of these states. So it's going to be difficult for Trump, but it's not impossible. As you've seen on your map, on your screen, and based off the swinging map, things like this really impact the direction of other states. If Pennsylvania goes red on election night, it's likely a number of other states follow suit. So take a look at those states on election night, see which direction they're going, and it should give you a better idea of where the evening is ending up. Overall, Donald Trump's pathway to victory would be through these states alone. He probably wouldn't be winning Wisconsin or Michigan this time around, or or Colorado, New Hampshire, Nevada, or Virginia. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down suggestions below. Subscribe on the left if you haven't already, and check out the Instagram and Twitter. At the bottom left of the screen, there's also a Discord link for you to go ahead and join. On the screen, there's a video you can watch and then a playlist for my 2020 election predictions. We are 1 day away. My final prediction will be released tomorrow. I hope you guys all tune in. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.